Welcome back to school, guys. This is Back to School Reactions with my buddy Vet Reacts in the house. Together we
Going on,
are
buddy? Two
two
awesome
awesome
reactors.
reactors. We're going to keep trying this until we figure out whether or not we just want to be two or whether we're ever going to have a third that's there all the time. Because right now we have to do two because we alone somebody's rendering. But hey, that's okay.
Rendering.
But you get to not have to render and you get to hear a request. This came in on my channel. This is actually a request, I believe, that Freeman requested it, sent me money to do so. Thank you, Freeman, for doing this, for requesting this. Is Dan Bull. It's called Civilization Epic Rap.
Damn, you stay getting paid requests. I just be doing freebies, man. That cost money for requests.
Nah, when they do, I try. I try and get to them for sure. Freeman was the one who also turned us on to that one. Remember the song "Fuck Boys"?
Oh
yeah. So he's given me a couple good ones. I want to keep checking out his requests when he does them.
oh yeah.
So here we go, you guys. This is Civilization Epic Rap by Dan Bull. This is 5 minutes and 16 seconds. It's a long one. Let's see what we got here.
The beat already with the scenery.
We learn to band together and endeavor, clasp our hands together. Man developed language, letters, an incredible advantage getting plans together. But would we stand the test of time against the planet's reckless climate and its angry weather? Spread.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Talk about the advancement from coming up with an alphabet, language, communication, all this stuff. But could we stand the test of time when we're trying to combat? Like we don't stand a chance against the weather.
You don't say that. Mother Nature, you don't stand a chance.
That's it. I mean, whoa,
would we stand the test of time against the planet's reckless climate and its angry weather? Spread the sails and head west against the gales and storms aboard Norse longboats with decks as dense as nails. Our aim was riding waves and finding, claiming strange horizons, invading islands, native population slain with violence, enslaved and made to aim skyward, think of bigger things. Sphinxes, pyramids, raise them high in the name of different kings.
Yo, this dude is spitting some fucking lyrical facts, dude.
I mean, let's take a look at these seven wonders of the world, these great wonders of the world, and these were tombs and things and big things that were made for alternate gods, and when people viewed themselves as like somebody so superior to everybody else, they should be worshipped. Like, bro, you already are. Here we go. Let's go.
I would think of bigger things, sphinxes, pyramids, raise them high in the name of different kings. The different things we've held sacred divine through places and times, the range of supplications and rites through ages we find. Nations arise as old civilizations crumble to dust, becoming strangers in time, waiting to die. Replaced in the night, the day breaks in the light, changes illuminating newer human faces as fights rage. The human.
Whoa, dude. So now you're going into early conflicts, civilization conflicts. We start building civilizations. We start building, like, it starts out, okay, this group of people, they're together, they have a communication, they have a language, right? Even in America, we speak English. It is, English, Spanish, there's different languages people speak here. But in other countries, there's even dialects that are different from one area to another, right? And so they're talking about how each group, each community started, they got a language, they started to be able to communicate. You get to the building, the bigger, all of a sudden, war.
When races facing the might of righteous states who would write the history books, even if it took a nice blade to find the right page. Saying, Yaku Jedi, men offered to die for the honor of a warrior's life. The sun's coming and we're watching it rise. As a new era's here, it's as solid as iron. Pull the tongues from the fire, strike the hammer to the anvil. Twist the weapon to bring an enemy to a standstill.
Now we're in the Iron Age.
Strike the hammer to the anvil. And then he says,
the hammer to the anvil.
Craft a weapon to bring an enemy to a standstill. The Iron Age. Yep.
hoping to bring an enemy to a standstill. The blacksmith is the wizard that gives us these powers. Devour enemies leaping down from the siege towers. The better the tech is, the lesser the effort to wreck it. The less time to see their eyes and feel sympathetic. Never regret it. A true knight never stays a true blade. Never says touche, but would forever lay in blue rays of weathered glades to demonstrate his never-ending dedication to the crusade. Reformation through flame, and after the cremation is a new age. Time's quill is quick to spill its ink onto a new page. The faces are the same as when in days gone, but brains are cultivated, thus creating the Renaissance. We're still using steel tools to stay strong, replacing blades with greater trades, pen and paper song.
Going into the art age, into a renaissance of sorts. Art, sculpture, yeah. I dug that because I really dig art. Like when I was younger, I wasn't good. I'm not good at drawing. I'm not good at painting. I'm not good at any of that stuff. But I remember really being intrigued with art classes and things like that, and that people could create stuff. So like to me, getting to go to a museum and see a sculpture or an incredible painting and see that somebody did that from nothing to that, it intrigues me. So right now I'm intrigued by this
cultivated, thus creating the Renaissance. We're still using steel tools to stay strong, replacing blades with greater trades, pen and paper song. Faith in God is tested, hiding in the desert. Men excited, then enlightened by the scientific method. Try describing its expression by inscribing his impression, but applying it to heavenly bodies that everybody reckon.
That was Messier. Messier was the one who discovered all of they're called Messier objects for a reason. There's hundreds of them, and they're galaxies that he discovered by sitting there night after night after night with this telescope and looking at things and noticing different things. This is also the era where you think of the Catholic Church getting mad at people and wanting to put people to death,
saying that something else was out there other than
God. Yep. So
I mean, there's to me, honestly, there's scientific explanation, but then there's also things that even scientists admit themselves that even science can't explain.
My uncle is a scientist, and he's an astrophotographer. And when I ask him how he balances the Bible with everything else, he says the Bible says that like a day in our, like, I don't know, there's some calculations, like a minute in God's time is, but like, so I don't know, just something like we'll never comprehend God's time. What is 1,000 years to us is like a blip to him. Right. And so he says we're never going to understand. He says was everything created in 6 days and then he rested? Well, we'll never understand what 6 days to God is.
Exactly.
So, I dig this.
Must have been made by a creative or a greater force. Nature's author-faced examination never faced before. The grace of horse and rider, replaced with wars and violence. Debased the laws of science, made the case for all the pious. Why is it progress always leads to loads of mess? The western regions spread across the globe and coalesce. Settlers spread disease with effortless ease.
When he said pious, he's talking about also that the Catholic Church was, watch, the grace of horse
and rider, replaced with wars and violence, debased the laws of science,
made the case for all the pious.
Why is it progress always leads to loads of mess? The western regions spread across the globe and coalesced. Settlers spread disease with effortless ease. Was it reckless or did it just happen inevitably? Well, evidently we never can see through the lens of this century, but there's no retreating now whether or not it was meant to be. The 7 seas were sailed, navies prevailed, leaving trails of devastation in the wake as people wailed. A world of wonder, plunder, trading in the name of progress, but human nature's way shows we should expect no less. Oh yes, struck by the realization this is just
industrial
age. There you go.
Civilization in the natal stages of industrialization.
Trust
me when I say that previous achievements are just child's play compared to this colossal school of thought. We set the world ablaze with depend on whether it's engine, cinema, television, or telecoms.
Between fossil fuel and the inventions of Edison and Tesla trying to do what they were doing, right, they've given us basically everything that we needed, right? And yet when you look at that, it's like,
where is it? First off,
yeah, the thing with this that intrigues me is like, this is a song where you could sit back and watch it and start to realize where everything declined, right? It wasn't that electricity and fossil fuel was bad.
money and
By no
greed.
means was it bad. It helped. It helped tremendously. If it wasn't for fossil fuels, there would be no aircraft to fly and take supplies to countries that are suffering from tragedies. So it's not that that is a bad thing. I think what's happened is that greed and power took over everything, and the rich get richer, breaking the backs of the poor. And in the meantime, we just keep degrading our society more and more and more, while the rich keep running off to the bank with all their spoils, and the rest of us are left trying to figure out what went wrong and how do we fix it. And he even said it's too late to go back. This century, it's too late now to go back.
Sending a message and spreading it on these unreal frontier channels.
Right.
We develop the tech and then sell it on. The wheel travels round with the speed of a machine gun's barrels.
Can you imagine the first time somebody was in a movie theater and saw a train barreling down the screen at them and had no clue how you even did that?
Mhm.
Those people were just freaking watching.
Sending a message and spreading it on these
Watch it from
unreal
the train,
frontier
like, what?
channels. We develop the tech and then sell it on.
Well,
The wheel
stop.
travels round with the speed of a machine gun's barrels. Machinery's a meaner beast and we're still in the saddle. No need for cavalry. Battle superseded that with ease. Allies and axes charging each other like batteries. A power vacuum allowing the super states to flourish. We distribute the food even if it means people are malnourished. Propaganda is the only view that you're allowed to publish, cause totalitarians are well aware of how to punish. Gunning down numbers countless for doubtless nothings that they've done, but that won't stop subversive insurgents from coming out with courage.
Bruh. This dude's legit. This song is legit.
Oh yeah, it is.
Dude, I'm probably...
Like, I'm just listening.
I'm like caught up in it. I'm not even pausing. I'm probably gonna get blocked, but whatever.
Cause totalitarians are well aware of how to punish. Gunning down numbers countless for doubtless nothings that they've done, but that won't stop subversive insurgents from coming out with courage. Using their power to the fullest, whether creativity or demonstrating general relativity. Evidently when we find time to be efficient, Einstein nuclear vision can reveal the precision behind the blind nuclear fission. Despite derision, physicists decide the mission is dividing, splitting atoms till a blinding light is given, quite efficient. The divine right to mankind's plight is risen. A minor decision hijacked by politicians. But as long as they listen to the will of the people, treat all us brilliant equals, we can achieve more than we've ever conceived before. Leave this poor place, please explore space. Earth, she's a small base, even more awaits. I implore great leaders to lead with all the grace of which we're capable and be the author of your fate. Band together and endeavor, clasp our hands together as our ancestors have, and stand the test of time forever.
Bro, for real though, right? The leaders of the world needed this.
And pushing the importance of us having to find a new home.
Yep.
Do your part to do what you can to make that mission happen, to find a new planet, because inevitably we aren't going to have ours anymore. Because, I mean, whether you believe it or not, there is a scientific side to the universe.
And like,
You're not looking at LED screens on a flat Earth above you, and you're looking up at, like, you know,
there's so
perfectly LED TVs that never have little spots that go out where they need to be repaired. it's just a flat earth where they can just flip a switch and turn the lights on and off and make stars and moons. And, I don't know what you guys think, but
Dude,
we need to go beyond there.
I'll put it to you this way too. The reality of it is, I'm going to get deeper philosophical with this, but I'm a George Carlin fan, and a long time ago he talked about the way the Earth would protect itself from humans. And if you haven't seen that, go watch George Carlin, anything about Save the Planet. Because in all reality, you guys, Earth ain't going nowhere.
It's a natural process.
We are. We are. The Earth will still be here after we're gone. And so we were warned a long time ago to try and take care of things. Some people listened, some people didn't. But I got news for you. It wasn't the guy down the road who, even though it's banned for burning, he still burned anyway. It wasn't him that effed everything up. It was greedy corporations. It's greed. It is total greed that has created this mass problem. We didn't use our smarts. We used greed. We didn't stop to say, if we're going to allow this, we should at least make sure that this is going to be safe and this is going to be safe. We live in a country where not even one state can agree with the other on what's safe and what's not safe anymore. Right? California run around saying they're going to ban gas-powered cars by 2035. What are you going to do with all the batteries, dude?
You better give me a brand new car.
Yeah. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with all the batteries, bro? Just asking.
All I'm saying is, if you don't know nothing about what the ozone layer is doing, why don't you go and look at the live feed they run all the time on NASA?
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll see stuff. I mean, you guys,
it's not as bad as you think it is. It's actually better than it's been in the last 30 years.
But.
And it's on its natural cycle of the last 10,000.
Yep. So we have a part that we can play, and it's simple. It's common sense stuff, you guys. Like, okay, I live on the West Coast in the U.S., man. Environmental heaven over here, dude. It's crazy, dude. Tree huggers and stuff everywhere, right? Ban plastic straws because they can end up in the ocean. Okay, what other plastic ends up in the ocean? Okay, so does, by the way, are they going to go ban the suntan lotion that people use at the beach, because those get left on the beach and swept out there.
You know what ends up in the ocean now is the plastic that wraps those paper straws.
Yep. And so you guys, like, there needs to be better thought about how to control things rather than just saying eliminate everything and hope that we can recover. And that's just common sense. But he made a point. It's too late to go back now. We have to figure out how to deal with it the way it is now, and how we can best be contributing to the health of our environment. And I'm not saying environmentalism. I'm talking about environment in your neighborhood, with people, with organizations, with businesses, with all this stuff. Like, I'll tell you this. You're going to waste a lot less gas driving down to your local store in town and buying from them than you are driving 30 miles to the super mall that has 500 stores in it. Little common sense things. Plan things differently. It's not hard. I'm not one of these environmental nuts that, like, I'm going to, start getting all hemp clothes and all this other stuff. No, I'm just saying, be smarter. Be smarter. I don't dump stuff into the street that I know I shouldn't dump into the street. Like, I have batteries over there that have to be recycled. Oil, same thing.
That's ethic, dude.
Yeah,
that's ethics. But nobody's taught that.
But
we can't talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get banned for that. YouTube will shut me down if we talk about it. We should stop and just move on. Planet's great. We love y'all.
Yes.
Gambo, thank you. Freeman, thank you. Everything's good. Forget everything we just said. We love the planet.
Peace out.